And so I looked to my left. I remember sitting on my couch, and on the table next to me, the end table, was the copy of the Quran. And so I thought, oh well, I'll pick it up and read it. And so I did, and I began to read it. And I found it a very intriguing book. And I picked it up, and I read the first 7 verses, which are essentially a prayer for guidance. You know, it sort of teaches you a prayer for guidance. In the name of God, the most merciful, compassionate, creator of, ruler of all worlds, master of the day of judgment. To you alone we pray, and you alone we seek. Show us the straight path, etc., etc. You know, I thought, oh, prayer, fitting way to begin a book. And then I turned to the next surah, or I'll use chapter. I'll call it chapter for now. I turned to the next chapter of the Quran, and then it begins, and it says, that is the book. It begins Aleph, Lam, Mim. Let me skip that right now. There are 3 Arabic symbols, letters. Aleph, Lam, Mim. That is the book, wherein no doubt is guidance. Now, of course, I just realized I had just prayed for guidance, or unknowingly, you know, not intentionally. And then I read this next line, and it says, that is the book, wherein no doubt is guidance, is the guidance. And I'm looking at the book, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, you mean this is the answer to this prayer I just said? And I look at what it says in front of me, and it says, that is the book. I look up to myself, thinking to myself, this is the book? That is the book. And it startled me, you know, because from that point on, the entire Quran addresses the reader as if it's God addressing the person reading the book, speaking to him directly. I thought, what an ingenious author this is. He writes a revelation, and instead of talking about a history or even a biography, it's a personal address from God to the reader. I thought, it's like the 10 Commandments, even more personal than that, expanded to textual form, you know, to a long text. I thought, what a clever genius this author was. You know, it's supposed to be a revelation from God. You read it, it's God talking to